Hey guys, welcome back to another Merly on Time. Welcome back to another Beyond the Watch. This is super cool, guys. The guest that I have on today is a fairly new YouTuber, but I love his content. He's going to be a fellow competitor of mine in a watch challenge that is going to take place that's being organized by another YouTuber. And there's, oh gosh, I think 10 of us involved in this, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And beyond that, this is the very first time, I think, he'll correct me if I'm wrong, that you're going to see the face behind Watch 6'2". And normally you see his hands, but I don't know that anyone has seen or put a face to his name yet, and we're going to do that right now. I want you to say hello to Watch 6'2". How are you, my man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, man?
I cannot complain. So thanks so much for coming on and for taking part of this. And this is so cool, trying to visualize, what's Watch 6'2" going to look like. And there you are. You're looking good, buddy. Love it,
Right
loving the goatee. That's awesome. Yeah. So how's the day been so far?
So far, so good. And I'm appreciative that you actually reached out and asked me to be a guest on your show. So I was like, hey, why not do a face reveal? I'm early on time.
Yeah, man. And so you're almost to 500 subscribers now. So the first thing I want to do is say to everyone watching, if you haven't subscribed to 6'2" yet, please go over to his channel. I'll leave a link. I'll pop a link up. It's going to pop up somewhere in one of those cards that you can add. Click on it right now. Go over and subscribe to his channel. Let's get him above 500 as of this video. That'd be awesome if we can do that.
That would be.
Yeah, man. So you're doing well. What are you rocking on the wrist today?
On wrist? Oh, sorry. Bumped the camera.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm rocking the watch that I finally waited almost a year to get it done. My GMT Turtle Pagani design.
That is, yeah. And so, yeah, what did you changed? Tell me about it. What all did you change up on it? I know you got some videos on your YouTube channel about it. So talk about it.
Yep.
Let's hear what you've done to it.
This was way before Seiko beat me. Well, Seiko beat me to the punch. They came out with their NH34.
Yeah.
I was like, those squealing little pigs, they beat me. I was like, I'm like, what can I do that could be my own? And I had to wait for the movement to come in. Then it's a ETA clone 2836-2 GMT. And so had that come in because I did the trade with Wes, originally known as Mr. Budget. Traded the watch with him. Turned. Actually, oddly enough, I got the bezel insert is off of our favorite watch guy now, Mark from Long Island Watch.
Nice.
This is actually the bezel insert is from a Seiko Turtle. So I was like, let's try it out. Bought it. Pretty much fit like a glove. A little discrepancy around the edge of the bezel because obviously it's from Pagani design.
Yeah.
Not always the perfect hit, but you can't really see it. So it fit. I'm like, I'm cool. So when I was finally getting it put together and put gold hands on there, it came up short with the second hand. They gave me a 2824 second hand. I was like, can't go right.
Oh, okay.
So it took a minute to get the right hand, and finally, it's all put together.
Nice. And did you put a new dial on it too, or no?
Yes, sir. Yeah, got a new dial, stereo dial. I was originally gonna go with the Pagani. I was like, no.
Yeah. So let's see it. Let's see it again. Let's see it again.
Want to see it again?
Yeah.
All right.
And check out his videos on it, guys. He's done a few videos on getting this thing put together, and that's so cool.
Yep.
Oh, I love that blue dial. It's really nice. Is it
It's
blue
actually
or
black.
is it black? Okay.
It's black. Yeah. I put a new. You see the thickness of that dome crystal?
Yeah.
That's a sapphire crystal.
And,
I had to replace that.
okay. Where did you get this? Where did you buy the crystal from?
Off of eBay.
Oh, okay.
So all this stuff I've got was off of eBay.
Yeah.
So,
So all in,
since
how much
this
is you got the watch as a trade with Wes? How
yes,
much
sir.
did the parts cost you? Like
Altogether
for modding, yeah.
under $300.
Okay.
Because the movement alone was 120.
Now,
Dial.
and is that the Seiko movement? No, you got an
No.
Etta clone. Nice. Okay,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Sweet.
So you paid a little bit extra. This is way before Seiko came out with the mass release of
Yeah.
their NH34.
Okay, yeah.
It
Bummer.
does the same thing with theirs does is just spin off as runabout GMT.
Okay. Yeah, righto.
How about yourself? What are you rocking?
I've got Seiko
Nice.
SRPD 59. So this one here is the first Seiko it's the second Seiko I bought, but the first that actually came in because I ordered a couple right about the same time. This one is a Christmas gift basically from my wife. So she gave me gift cards for Amazon, so I bought it off of Amazon. Yeah. Love this thing. It's absolutely awesome. And modding wise, I bought a I thought maybe one day I'll try and get into the, modding stuff. And a while back, one of my first videos was of this watch and a fake Seiko from Wish. And
Right.
I bought it not because I thought it was going to be any good, but I thought, well, I'll be able to maybe mod it. And, and so the very first thing I ever tried was regulating the time on this one. And I screwed it up so bad, I had to send it to Brandon at Case and Dial to fix the movement for me. So I'm a little bit leery of trying my hand at the, watch modding stuff. But I mean, that Wish watch that I got, I didn't even keep it. I just threw it out. But yeah, it's tricky stuff, man. And I don't have. I noticed on Dan's channel there, Blue Collar Watches. Shout out to Blue Collar.
Right.
He got a set of I don't know what you call them, like watch glasses, like
the magnifier glasses.
Yeah, that you put them on too, and I definitely would need something like that too if I was going to try something. How many watches have you fiddled with and modded or worked on like that?
Well, I made 3 of them myself. I don't have them on me with me, but I'm gonna put them in my. I'm putting them in my work rotation.
Okay.
So that's how I wear all my watches. I put them through a weekly rotation. Like I go around and be like, okay, this watch, that watch. Like I pick up what watch haven't I had on wrist for a while?
Yeah.
And just walk through my little watch box and pick.
And do you usually wear one a day, or do you wear one for a few days? How does that normally go? Because I know on the weekends I'll put 1 or 2 on, like this
Right.
I've had on since this morning, but I'll change it when I get home.
Right.
What
I
do
do
you?
that too. I wear them the whole entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I'm at home, I put one on. Then when I walk by the watch box, I'm like, ooh, time for a new one.
And how does it work for you? This is how it works for me. Now today I was debating on this one, or I've got a San Martin Mother of Pearl. It's basically a homage of the Deep Sea Dweller by Rolex.
Nice.
That's been calling me. I use that language. It's calling me. Like I think about my watches. Like, what am I going to wear today, and whatever kind of pops to mind. And so like I wanted to wear this one, but that one, the San Martin, will be on wrist tomorrow. and likely the new Zelos watch that I got given to me soon by my buddy Andre, who's the only one that has a question for you, and we'll get to that soon. It's a gorgeous watch too. But they call to me. They call to me.
Right.
How's it work for you? You just walk by and go that one, or how would you
No,
describe
I go by. I go by and look at them. Like I pretty much like what you said. I look at the watch or watches at this point and see which one called out for most attention.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm like,
yeah.
This one's speaking the loudest, and so far it's been this guy.
Yeah.
So I have done that are not my watches from the previous question. I have fixed 5 other ones where I had to get into it.
Yeah.
So those magnifier glasses do work really well because they have different settings and because they magnify differently. And the ones that I use the most are the 10 times where you can see when you're putting the hand on. So those do work well, especially when you're trying to get into removing the spring bar. Then you can't really see it. So
yeah, there's been some that have been a real royal pain in the butt. And I've got I bought a watch tool kit from Amazon. It's not like, what do you call it? A Bergeron tool? Is that what they're actually called?
Yeah.
I didn't
I believe they're.
Yeah. The Bergeron tool itself is like 20 or 30 bucks for a really good one. I just got a cheaper one inside of this watch kit, and there have been a few. The one Seiko that I have, Chronograph, I took the bracelet off of it, and boy, was it a real pain in the butt to get the bracelet back on. Just a hollow end link. But I just couldn't. It just wouldn't grip or grab with the little tool that I had, and yeah, you do definitely need to have proper tools, and it's got to be a little bit different looking through. How long does it take you to get used to like a 10 times magnification and working away at?
It's like pretty much doing it if you play around with it when you're doing your reviews on your camera and you're trying to get yourself in focus, make sure the watch is in there. So it's pretty much like that. But at least with that, you got both. You have your other eye open so you can really see a little bit better. It takes a minute to get used to it, but once you play with it more, you feel comfortable.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got a Pagani design. Speaking of Pagani designs, that if I'm gonna work at regulating a Seiko movement, because there is a watch that I got from Aviate that's running like 75 seconds fast per day. I'm either got to try and demagnetize it. Maybe I don't have that. I don't have a demagnetizer. But I thought, well, maybe I'll do a video on how to regulate the Seiko movement, but I'll practice on this older Pagani design that I have before I crack open the Aviate, because I'd like to keep the Aviate or maybe sell it. But to sell it as is right now is, 75 seconds per day fast. It's just terrible. So I wouldn't feel good selling it to someone for that. But if I can figure out how to regulate it, and I do know how, so to speak. I watched a video on it. I thought, well, that's easy enough, and that's why I tried to do it on this watch, and I totally screwed it up. Oh, it was a disaster. So how many watches do you have, Sixto? Approximately, or do you know the exact number?
I'm under 70.
Under 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And what's your plan for your collection? Do you plan on keeping most of them? Do you want to sell some of them? Like I'm trying to keep my mine to like my box of 24 is pretty much my go-to every day.
Right.
My Pagani designs that I do like, and I did a video on them earlier. Like I got 12 of them. I'll wear them every now and then, but like my go-to box is the 24, and I still have to show what's in that now. But what's your plan for that many watches?
Good question. Something to think about, but right now I'm thinking about keeping it the way it is. If I'm almost planning on doing a giveaway on one of them.
Okay.
So.
Very cool. Maybe for 500, if we can get you to 500, do a 500 giveaway.
Right. Yeah.
So what's your absolute favorite watch, or what's kind of up there as far as maybe your top 2 or 3 watches
in my collection?
that you own, that you have?
Man, honestly, quite a bit. Holy moly. The ones that does get the most wrist time is my Bulova Lunar Pilot.
Oh yes.
And after that one, it's my Zelo Swordfish that I picked up from my watch Discord. So that was my first
nice.
Zelo. Yeah, the white dial with the downward dial.
Nice. Yeah,
where it leads up. That's a beauty.
Yeah. Now, do you have the older Lunar Pilot, like the one that's 45 mil, or did you get yourself one of the 43 mil ones that have just come out?
I got the original one. I'm thinking about getting the newer one because it actually looks more aesthetic pleasing to the eye.
Yeah.
But
which one do you like, the blue Snoopy or the black and white?
I don't know. The Snoopy is actually growing on me because the way it looks, especially under the light.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. The only thing that I didn't like, who got it? Who just did it?
Was it?
Oh, SoCal. My buddy.
That too?
Not SoCal, no.
No.
Was SoCal.
It Timeless Sneakers?
Omar. Yeah, Omar did it. His video on it is amazing. So go check that out, guys. Right. I'll maybe throw a link up here somewhere for Omar's video.
Yeah.
It looks sharp. The only thing I didn't like about it was the pushers. They kept them blue. I'd rather them left it stainless for the rest of the watch. But I understand why they did it. But the blue pushers, I was like, wish they had left that stainless. But yeah, it's a sharp looking watch. Holy cow, is it ever nice?
Right.
Yeah, I haven't worn my Bulova in a while. A few days anyway, at least. Yeah, so that's going to have to call out to me again soon too. So listen, let's talk about, I'm going to put it up here as a graphic. You and I are participating in the $100 watch challenge. And so explain to the folks that don't know what it's all about.
Well, the $100 challenge is, there's 10 of us, I believe.
I think so,
that we are going to pick a watch that is either at the price point at $100 or in between, to have a competition to see who picks out the best.
Yes.
Well, we'll see who comes out.
And it's 100 pounds. It's 100 Great British pounds. So for me, can you believe it? A Great British pounds is worth 160 something dollars Canadian. I get absolutely close, but I spent just over 100 Canadian, and then taxes and whatnot. So I'm well within the limit of the 100 pounds, and yeah, I got myself a pretty sharp looking watch, but I'm not overly confident that it'll be like the winner or anything like that. But yeah, it's going to be cool. Troy's organizing it. Troy from the Bald Watch Collector. He's already put up a couple of videos, a really awesome video about the competitors and just kind of a quick bio of each of us. So guys, please go check that out. And shout out to Troy, and thanks Troy for including me and 6'2" in this. And so I think the plan, although this isn't confirmed, so don't hold me to this, anyone. I think the plan was that we were going to drop the videos. Each of us are going to drop the videos on March the 6th. I don't know if we're all going to try and do it at the same time or not. And we all come from different parts of the world. So I kind of suggested make it UK time, and then 6'2" and I can figure out what that time's going to be and just kind of schedule it to upload at that time. But anyway, it's going to be cool, and then people are going to get to vote on. There's 2 categories of 5 watches, because when you do a poll on YouTube, you can only
it limits you to like a certain amount.
5 options or whatever. So they randomly drew the the competitors into two pools of 5, and then the top 2 watches in each pool will go against each other in kind of a final knockout. So I don't know. Maybe you and I will be in one of them, or hopefully
Right.
maybe competing against each other. So how confident are you in your watch? What's don't give it away. We don't want to give it away. But you got yourself. You did throw a teaser video out, and I think I know what it might be, but
yeah, quite a few people think it is, but that's not what it is. It's a Timex.
Oh, you're saying right off the shoot it's a Timex. Okay.
No. I went I went completely different. I didn't want to go to SafeNet. I don't want to stick with the Seiko, Casio, Timex. I want to go something completely different.
Ah, okay.
So, and
very cool.
Like how you said, the pound to the ratio to my Monopoly money, it puts me at under yours. It's $120.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'll knock it down to the $100 mark, make it an even playing field.
So did you buy? You bought one for it, or was this one that you already had in your collection? Because originally I asked Troy, I'm like, look, man, I don't know if I can buy another watch right now, because I do have a couple more coming that I thought I could include in this, but I was like, the watch that I got, it just shouted at me so loudly when I saw it. Just scrolling through my Facebook or Instagram feed, you always see ads in that, right? And I'm like, oh. So I pulled the trigger. I shouldn't have. I totally shouldn't have, but I did it anyway. And yeah, man, it's going to stay in my top box. Like, even though it's you know, like $100 watch, say, oh, I just love it. I absolutely love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I just can't wait to see what the other guys got.
Yeah, you know, there's gonna, it's gonna be interesting, especially because we got competitors from the UK, USA, me in Canada, Australia.
James.
Watching James is in it from Australia, so I'm wondering if he's maybe going to throw out one of the Houtmans, his native brand from Western Australia. There, I don't, because they got some nice budget pieces there. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So tell me about your YouTube channel and what made you decide to. We'll talk watches here for a few more minutes. This is Beyond the Watch, so we always like to. I like to try and get to know some of the people that I enjoy watching. And hey, again, it's good to see a face to 6'2's name, isn't it? Very cool. But you started your YouTube channel how long ago? It wasn't that long ago, right? And why did you decide to do it? And
well, because honestly, even though there's like a lot of us on the platform, I just originally I had I was going under a different name. I was going by 6Killer 2121.
Oh.
So, because I was following so many YouTubers, another fellow Canadian, that shout out to engineer wannabe Sanjay. I was following him for so long.
Oh, okay.
Then, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I got watches. I love talking about watches. What other platform? Because I was like, there's not enough watch YouTubers. So I was like, throw my hat in the name. I was like, I just got to come up with a name.
Yeah.
And that's when the wife came in, and she's all like, well, she's like, why don't you just use your name? I'm like, and what? I'm like, what? Just put 6 on there, and what? She's like, how about watch 6 I'm like, man, got something.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And so you've been doing it for how long now?
going on 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, and you've been now for all 3 years. You haven't. You've been uploading a lot more content in the last year, though, right? Or more steady at it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, been having more of a steady flow because, of course, money, the root of all evil. It was like, I want watches, but like, I don't want to go broke just, to upload them on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
And then, yeah. So I got lucky where I had some customer or some of my coworkers that had watches to lend me watches to do some content. Then I met a timekeeper, awesome guy. Always, he's always cordial to me. Like we talk, I could sit with him, like how we're doing right now, talk about watches. And so I asked him if he would be cool enough to lend me some of his watches, and he was nice enough to. That helped me continuously have a more steady flow on videos, but
Yeah. Well,
and it's always fun to throw in your own mix.
Yeah. And if you've got, under 70 in your collection, right? Like you've got one of my buds, Adrian, over at Somewhere in Time, we were talking at one point, and I'm like, yeah, money is the thing. Like most of the people that do this are using their own money to buy watches, and I buy watches that I like, and then hopefully other people will think are okay. And I was like, yeah, but and even now I'm not going to be buying any new watches for a while. At least I don't plan on it. I'm really trying to save up for the watch that I really, really want to get, which is either the Breitling Super Ocean or Tudor and Tudor Black Bay. And if I try and save up money for those, then yeah, it's not like I'm going to have a consistent flow of new watches coming in. But Adrian's like, how many watches you got? I'm like, I got like 50 or so now. He's like, well, there's 50 new videos. Like you don't have to have a new watch every time,
No.
So
No.
Yeah. And anyway, I'm going to keep doing it as long as it's fun. And if I'm not having fun doing it, I just won't do it anymore. It's pretty much as simple as that. That's where I'm at anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing it too. I'm like, if I have a steady flow of videos coming out, I'm cool. If not, YouTube is going to still be there.
Yeah.
You may lose a few subscribers, but
it's weird because I know my subscriber count has gone up recently, and I haven't had really a new video in over 2 weeks now.
Right.
And then when I put out more content, the subscriber count slows down. It's like I don't get it.
Right.
I remember David Schwartz telling me that. He's like, yeah, you don't have to sweat it. Like it'll just, like you think you need to do certain things or whatever, and you don't.
Right.
You just
no.
So I don't have that pressure on myself, and
no.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask you, and this I can't remember who asked me. It was someone, maybe it was James from Watching James, or I just can't remember. But someone said to me, "What's 6'2"'s name?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'll ask him. So I'm like, hey, 6'2", what's your name? He's like, my name is 6'2", right? And that's your actual name is 6'2". So
Yes, sir.
Is there a story behind that? Because that is a very unique name, right? Like it is. Like I don't know of anyone else that. Well, I don't know anyone else that has that name. So obviously your parents named you, but is there a story behind the name 6'2"? Is it short for something else, or is it what? Yeah.
No. Well, I was named after my late grandfather, so
okay.
He was known as Sixto. So my mother decided to name me Sixto right after her late father passing away about 4 years before I was born.
Okay.
Because I was the first son born out of the family.
Oh, okay. So six toe, not 6'2".
Either way you say it,
Six toe, six
I still
toe.
say hello.
Yeah. And so what? So your grandfather,
Hmm.
was that a nickname or was
No,
that
that
his
was his
name?
name. That was his name.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And do you know what it means, or is it?
It Digging back on it, it's literally it's a another way of saying six in Latin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So the number six, then, is it a
yeah,
significant
yeah,
number for some reason that because that's a name, right? Like
yep.
so
Yeah.
you're
But the funny thing is, I'm the second child born, so
yeah.
the second kid born named Six
Yeah.
doesn't jive right, but
Well, that's a cool name, man. Like it's
yeah,
you know what? It kind of reminded me of the Seinfeld episode when George was trying to convince his fiance to name their kid Seven
you're right.
because of was it one of the Yankee players? Gosh, I don't
Mm,
know. Not into baseball, but
right.
yeah, it's quite a unique name.
Yeah.
So based off of your grandfather, that's cool. Did you know him? Did you know him well, or how old were you when he passed?
Uh, well, he passed way before I was born, so
Oh, he did. Okay.
yeah, never got to meet him. I heard stories about him, saw pictures. He was
Yeah.
a tall guy, so I guess they ran in the family.
Yeah. Cool, man. So how tall are you?
6'2".
6'2".
I guess they saw that coming somewhere. They're like,
6'2" is 6'2". Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, me too. I'm 6'2" as well. That's so funny. That's cool.
all right.
So a question from my buddy Andre. Andre, it was such a blessing. He gave me the Zelos Aurora field watch in mother of pearl dial. It is absolutely stunning, and I'm going to be doing a video on
Yeah,
it soon.
all
Um,
right.
so he asked if money wasn't an issue, what three vintage watches would you want?
Ooh,
And why? And let me ask you, because I asked another friend earlier, how old does a watch have to be, in your opinion, to be considered a vintage piece?
man, it's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it becomes more of a vintage if they discontinue it. That means no more production of it.
Okay.
Then that will give it a leeway of a vintage status.
Okay.
Because
That's a good
that's
point.
what I
Yeah.
would see. Because if the watch is no longer in production, so therefore no longer sought for, and it will become a vintage piece. I almost want to say if it's about going on for, man, think about almost 10 years. Give it that little timeline of the vintage.
Yeah. My friend was
But
saying like 20 years, I think. Uh, yeah, but that piece of it not being in production, that's an interesting take on it as well. Because
yeah, because
then it's something that's hard to get. That makes it that much
mm-hmm,
more special.
yeah,
Do you have a lot of vintage pieces in your collection then?
no, sir, no. I thinking about getting some, but it's that little unsettling of the ground. You got to make
Yeah.
sure you do the due diligence. Like right now, if I want to buy a vintage piece, I know where to go to. I know who to talk to.
Who's
So at
that?
least
Who's that?
Timekeeper, because
Uh,
he does vintage pieces and he also restores them.
okay.
So I could get his info on a certain piece. Like he has uh, quite a few there that are tempting to buy. They all start with an R on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are your like if you could get anyone that you wanted? Andre said three of them. So I don't
Right,
know. What comes to mind
right.
though, as far as what you would like? What Rolex would you want? Vintage Rolex, I guess.
Honestly, I dig their. Me personally, I love their 60 line, the 1960 date just sub.
Yeah.
Their 1960 blinds are. That's to me, I love them. So for that, I'll probably go with a date.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with a two-tone.
Yeah.
Give it a little flashiness on it. Not too overly flashy with the all gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, how much for a vintage piece like that from 60s or 70s that's in, good condition, how much would that go for in USD?
Probably sitting under 7,000.
Okay.
Give or take.
Yeah. Yeah, right on. Two-tone, that's that'd be my go-to as far as a date is concerned too. My old man, he loves the two-tone watches.
Right.
Yeah, although I guess you'd have to, if you're buying an older piece like that, you'd have to really trust who you're buying it from, like no question.
Yep. Like they always say, buy the seller before you buy the watch. Make
Yeah.
sure you trust that person that is pretty much trying to smooth talk you into ponying up your hard-earned money. So.
Yeah. Now this timekeeper, is he in your, like, is he in your area?
Yes, sir.
Easily accessible? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So does he have one now that you've got your eye on then? You were mentioning there was, I think you just mentioned not too long ago, there was maybe one you had your eye on.
Yeah. It's a what is it? It's a date just with the blue dial, and he has it on a black leather band.
Okay.
Because he deals in with secondhand, so he'll sometimes go to those watch conventions and go buy, so he could buy it and restock his shop. So he has this beautiful one that I'm gonna one of these days get my hands on for a review of it, because that blue dial on that Rolex is honestly flawless.
Yeah. Now, does it have the fluted bezel too, or is it just a regular
I think it
bezel?
does.
Yeah.
I think it has the fluted bezel. But
And so is that something that he would let you take your camera to, like, or is he actually let you take the watch out of the shop and bring it home, or you do it? You must have to do it over there, I would think.
Yeah, he's cool enough. He lent me his what was it? There was the Omega Seamaster.
Yeah.
He let me take that home with me to review it.
Ooh. How nervous were you handling that thing?
I was nervous as hell. Like, I was holding on to it, my hands were trembling. I was like, I'm like,
I would be so.
I'm not gonna, right?
Wow.
And I was like, I'm gonna put some cushions on the floor just in case.
Yeah.
The pepper soften the blow.
Oh, man,
I know.
Yeah.
Especially with the vintage pieces, I was like, ooh, no. I'm like, I'm gonna do these at your shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. That would scare oh man, that would scare me so much.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was cool enough to actually let me film about 5 of his watches at his shop.
Nice.
And so.
Yeah, there's a local jewelry company, and I haven't really gotten up the nerve to ask them yet. But I'm not really a customer either, so it's kind of a tricky thing. But if I buy the Tudor, I'm gonna buy it from them. But at some point I'd like to, maybe be able to get my hands on some pieces and just like film it there, and maybe even do a little bit of promotion for their store, if you will, as a part of it. But getting your hands on a piece like that. It's special. It really is.
Right. Yeah. I don't see why not. If you're planning on buying a watch from their shop, why not just walk in and talk them?
Yeah.
Start a conversation, see if they're okay with it, and you could even say so. Be like, if it'll be okay. Be like, would it be all right if I come in, film a watch? The worst thing is they'll say yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I know, I don't know that this particular, like it's a jewelry company, I don't know how many vintage pieces they might have,
Right.
or, you know, pieces that they would be, you know,
Okay with.
that, yeah, because I'm sure a brand new out of the box Rolex, they're going to be like, yeah, no, we're not letting anyone handle this, right? And rightly so. Like, who in their right mind would do that? In fact, I've met two people now with Rolex Submariners. Beautiful watch. I mean, to see it in person is something. Like, you know, like it really is something. Both people I asked, could I look at it? No. It was like a straight out no. They didn't take it off their wrist. And I don't know, do you watch Peter Costa? Do you watch his channel at all?
No. No.
He did a video on, you know, he had, I think, I don't know what kind of Omega, but he had an Omega on his wrist. And he was at a dinner and he, you know, people asked him, hey, oh, could we look at your watch? So he took off his watch and, you know, about, you know, say half a dozen people looked at the watch. And when he got it back, it had a huge scratch on the side of the case. Someone had, you know, maybe nicked the table with it or whatever. And he's like, oh, you know, so I understand why people with watches that like that wouldn't want to divvy it off of their wrist. I mean, that's just yeah. I don't have a watch like that. And that's the thing. I kind of always wondered, you know, if you get an expensive watch, like, would you really wear it all the time, or would you kind of, you know, baby it? Because in my line of work, I can get quite a few scratches on it as a custodian, with equipment that I use, and you got to do some maintenance, perform maintenance on it, different things like that. And I was just like, oh, you know, how often would I actually wear an expensive watch? You know, that's the question for me anyway. I don't know what it's like for you, but
yeah, because I'm a blue collar worker, so my watches will get some scuff. If I did have the equivalent price of over, what is it, more than $1,000, I would not wear it to work.
Yeah,
I wear it out, but not to doing physical work.
Yeah.
Be like, no.
All right, yeah. So let's get into this. Let's get beyond the watch. What do you do for work, 6'2"?
I do nothing. No, I work as a delivery driver. I deliver what do you call that? I deliver insulated units, shower doors to our local customers that order.
Oh, okay. And how long have you been doing that?
3.5 years.
All righty. And do you like doing it? Like, did you like your job, or?
Yeah, it's a fun job. It's a nice little pre-workout for a final workout at the end of the day, but hey, it's all fun.
Yeah. Right on. And is this like, are you content in doing it, or are you looking to do something more or different with the company, or how are you feeling in regards to that and with work life or whatever?
I like it, but how should I say this? Screw it. I will be with the company for the time being, but my passion is in watches, and I'm looking at a couple of watch schools in the States.
Awesome.
So I'm going to be doing hands-on with watches, hopefully, in the future.
Very cool. Yeah, man. And so now, is there any in your You live in, did you tell me it was Idaho you live in? State of
Yes, sir.
Idaho?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
would you have to go out of state to do that, or is there a watch school there?
No, no, we don't have a watch school here. There's several of them. There's one in Seattle.
Okay.
I believe there's one in Texas, New York, Chicago, and Miami.
Oh, okay.
So
what's your preference? Which one would you yeah, like
the one I'm looking at right now is in Miami.
okay.
The Swatch Group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Wow. That's cool.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. And so is that something that you would like would you have to relocate for a season, or how does
For the whole entire. Well, because for this schooling, they have a 2 to 4 year program.
Oh, okay.
So
how does the missus feel about that?
she's okay with it.
Yeah.
She's like, Miami bound.
Miami.
Here we go.
Miami's be a nice spot. My wife would go for that. If I told my wife I'm dropping everything and I want to go to watch school, she'd be like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's in Miami." She'd be like, "Let's go."
Right?
She loves
like, what's
the
taking
sun.
you so long? I'm already bagged.
Yeah, she loves the sun, man. So she would be down for that. Wow, that's very cool. So tell me about your. Do you have children? You're married.
Yes, sir.
Any kids yet?
No.
And how long have you been married?
Holy moly.
It's not a trick question.
No. We were talking about it yesterday. So we've been together for, holy moly, for 14 years. Been married for 13.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how did you both meet?
Funny enough, we met on the online app, pretty much like a Facebook, but not Facebook.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
actually,
because we're talking 15 years, 14 years ago, yeah?
Yeah. It was actually when MySpace used to be popular?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it was that time era when we met.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so were you both in were you in Idaho at that time too, or?
Yeah. Yes, she was there. Well, the only thing that was different, we're in a different area, different part of the county, but finally moved out here. Moved out to her more of her neck of the woods, and everything hit off right. Been together since.
Nice. And what's when you? This is an interesting process for me because I met my wife, like we were in high school, kind of high school sweethearts. So I find it fascinating. You're one of like a handful of people that I know that have met someone online. In fact, one of my last interviews with Watching James, he met his wife online, and it's fascinating. So how did that? Talk to me about the process of how that unfolded, and what was it like meeting her, like for the first time? Because obviously you maybe had some pictures that you know what each other look like or whatever, or
yeah. Yes, we did, but this was like way before the whole terminology of catfish was coined.
Yeah.
So we're wondering, like, is this individual going to look with the picture?
Yeah.
Like, or am I going to walk up to a better beer face moment?
Yeah.
So it worked out fine.
And so how long? So you met online.
Yes, sir.
Start talking or texting or email, or well, I guess it wouldn't be texting; it'd be emailing back and forth or instant message. Messenger,
scheme of things, yeah.
Yeah, and then so how long before you met in person?
Well, almost a full year before we actually met.
Okay.
Because we're still trying to see if we wanted to pursue this online friendship, go any further. And so.
Yeah.
So it took about almost like a year.
Okay.
To get it going.
And so where did you end up meeting? Like, what did you do for your first date?
Literally, we met up at her apartment, and so we just I went up, met her at her apartment. We just sat there, talked without looking at our phones, messaging each other. We're seeing how it would go from there.
Yeah.
Then after that, we went out to go be around town, walk and see.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so you obviously, love this girl and married her. How long was it then that you, that you knew, okay, yeah, this is going to work, and I'm going to ask her to marry me?
It was on our third year.
Nice.
Yep.
So you've been 13 years married? Did
yes,
you
sir.
say? 13 years. When did you get, what month did you get married in?
September.
Okay, cool. What day?
20.
September 20th. I'm September 5th. So.
There you go.
Yeah. So this year will be what, 14 for you then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my wife and I are coming up to 25, so we got to do something special.
Right.
We've been talking about, when do we want, we're going to try and go on a trip somewhere nice and sunny and warm, and she's like, do you want to go in September, or do you want to go in like the spring or whatever? I'm like, well, if we go in September, we're getting into hurricane season and that.
Yeah.
For a lot of places like the islands or whatever, and I'm like, I don't want to touch that, man. That would be.
All right.
So yeah, we're likely going to try and go like about a year from now. We will have our anniversary in September, and then about a year from now, we're going to try and hit somewhere sunny and 75, as the country song says.
All right.
So whereabouts did you guys go on a like what did you guys do for your honeymoon? Have you been to warm and sunny, or you guys pretty low key?
No.
Or
we were low key, but one year we went to California to go meet her old stopping grounds.
Oh, okay.
So that was fun.
Yeah. And so if there's anywhere you would like to, anywhere in the world you want to visit, where would it be?
Oh man. There's quite a few locations.
What's the first one that comes to mind?
All right. The first one that comes to mind, I wouldn't mind checking out Australia, where our fellow watchmate is at.
Yeah.
See how everything is down under.
Yeah.
See how nice it is.
And what a particular part of Australia you'd want to go to, or?
No, just wherever we land at would be fine, because seeing something different for the first time would be nice.
Yeah. I want to make it to my homeland, Scotland. I'm Scottish, and that's kind of like would be on my bucket list. I want to see Scotland before I go,
right?
If possible. And yeah, I'm not into. My wife loves sunny and warm, so like her dream when we get to hopefully be able to retire and not have to work so much, if that ends up happening, she would love to spend our winters down in Florida somewhere, or somewhere warm.
Right.
Florida, Texas, somewhere in the southern hemisphere where it's warmer.
Right.
Yeah. And so what's what's the timeline for you? Do you think, as far as aiming to get into watch school or whatever? How's that? Do you have a time frame in mind? A couple years? Do you have to save up for it, or?
Right now we are in the midst of saving up for it. There's a school going to be going on in September, so I'm going to see if I can get in.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's super cool, and that's with the Swatch group. Like that's the first choice.
Yeah.
So that would be what else in the Swatch group? There's Hamilton, obviously.
Yeah, of course you got Omega.
Oh, was Omega a Swatch group? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Tissot is under that branch as well.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah.
For some reason, I think Lange.
Okay.
Yeah. They got quite a few.
Yeah. And so is the goal then to like get employed with Swatch Group somewhere in the country and repair watches, or do you want to be in the repair work or design and like putting the actual pieces together that they're selling? Like what aspect of the work appeals to you most?
Honestly, just making the watch from going from an incomplete to a complete situation. So more like the building process.
Yeah, that'd be super cool, man.
That would be.
Yeah, and then you'd maybe get a deal on one since you were
Right.
since you're working for them. I don't know anyone. There was a guy that I met on Instagram. This is a while ago now. He's gone pretty quiet, but he's I don't know if he works for Swatch Group, but he's a watchmaker. But he's the only one I've ever met that actually does that for a living, like not a modder or something like, but he's actually working for. I'm not even sure who. He didn't mention. He could be working for Swatch Group too, for all I know. But I'll see if I can.
Or he could do it himself.
I'll see if I can find out. I'll have him on my Instagram list. I'll have to scroll through it because I can't quite remember. He had a different name. Different in the sense that anyway, I'll see if I can hook you up with him, and I'm not sure if he went to the Swatch Group, but he might have some tips or whatever for you. I'll see if I can connect the two of you, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That you want to do that. Yeah, man. That's awesome.
All right.
So this is we've been talking for about an hour. So yeah, we've been doing good. So thanks for being on this, man. It's really cool to get to put a face to the name. Right. And so what do you have other than the under 100 challenge? What do you have coming up on your channel here that you're excited to be showing people?
Since I had the movement for this guy available, now I'm just waiting for a case to come in. I have a video popping up on Tuesday where it's just going to show me just swapping out the old dial, the Pagani design dial, and putting on a mother pearl dial that I got.
Oh, nice.
In. So
now the Pagani design that you got, is it got the Seiko NH35 or did it have the Pearl GMT movement? 36.
It had a 36 movement. Yeah.
And so you're going to be using that movement to make another watch with a mother of pearl dial on it.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
And as soon as the case comes in, I'll have it fully done.
Okay. And where do you get the case from? Did you get it from eBay as well, or?
Yeah. Go through eBay.
Nice. Very cool, man.
Right.
Very cool. Well, listen, thank you so much for doing this with me. It's been really good to talk to you and get to know you a bit. And
Likewise.
friends, I want you to go over and please show 6'2" some love and support and subscribe to his channel. And I welcome any that are subscribed to 6'2's to, if you haven't subscribed to me yet, come and subscribe to my channel as well. And be watching for us coming up here in early March. We're going to be in the under 100 challenge, and maybe we'll end up being in the same category, 6'2", who knows? Or
Yeah,
the same group of 5. There's what, a 1 in 2 chance that we will be, right? Is that how is that how that works? Yeah, I guess
Right.
1 in 2 chance of being in that same grouping. And yeah, I'm looking forward to yeah, I'm really excited to see what other people have
Right.
brought to the table. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, because like I said, since I didn't have the capability of unlocking the community tab, I was like, screw it. I do a quick video, upload it, give it a little teaser. Hopefully, it stirs up the pot. We'll get more people in.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah, yeah. And I think it's when Troy asked me, I'm like, yeah, sure. Do I have to buy? I said to him though, do I have to buy a watch in order to be in it?
Right.
Because I don't know if I could buy another watch right now. But
Right.
he's like, yeah, no, it's not a big deal as long as you bought one recently. And I was really
Right.
thinking of putting up the Addies Dive Pilot Watch. I'm not putting it up,
No.
but the Addies Dive, I ended
Right.
up, I didn't give my other one away yet because the person that won that watch hasn't contacted me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put up another giveaway for it or just give it away later on again. But because I was giving away the green dial that I had, I got the black dial one, and I got it with the leather strap that has contrast white stitching on it. So it's got the Seiko automatic movement, and it probably have incredible lume. I was kind of half thinking of putting that one up for the under 100 challenge, but no, I went with another one, and we'll see how that goes. So, all right, brother. Well, thank you so much for being on. And
Anytime.
Yeah, it was really good talking to you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it as well, man.
Okay, man.
If you want to do it again, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. We'll do something again in the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Appreciate you, man.
Yep.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Ciao.